Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is centered around a very interesting car indeed. So this is the brand new Porsche Macan Turbo S. Now you might be thinking that's going to have a big powerful 3-litre V6 turbo. Well, you would be mistaken. Porsche have dropped their combustion engine range for the Macan completely worldwide, and this vehicle is full EV. Now I was curious to see, because I am a Porsche Macan fan, okay? I think they're a fantastic motor car. They offer a very diverse package. It is a perfect family car with Porsche pedigree handling and Porsche pedigree styling, and also that luxury feel inside the cabin. Now when they announced this was going to be a full EV, I'm going to be honest, I was a bit disappointed. The previous generation engine delivers smiles per miles, it really does. It sounds glorious, it has that lovely warble about it, power delivery is on point, and the gearbox in the Macan, the PDK, unrivaled as far as I'm concerned. But today I've got the keys to this one. This is the newest and the latest version, and this is the Turbo S. So what this is giving you is over 1,100 pounds of torque and 640 equivalent brake horsepower. That's an astonishing figure as far as I'm concerned. This is the flagship model. It is fitted with the gloss black pack. It's got the satin black wheels. It's all black interior. It's got the twin screens inside. It is a hell of a place to be and be in. It just encourages you to be comfortable and happy. And obviously it's got that performance that hopefully I'll discover when the roads clear up a bit later on. But what I will say is, it's very quiet in here. I've always liked the Macan for that in the background offbeat warble. But I imagine, and as the owner has said, the performance of this vehicle makes you forget all of that. Well, let's see if it convinced me, the ultimate petrol head, the V8 SVR owner, that literally is still hanging on to jungle juice filling every weekend at Tesco's premium petrol, and not this. Can I be swayed? I don't know. All I do know is this is a hell of a step up from the previous gen. The screen layout, everything about it is fantastic. The seats are lovely, liking this black Alcantara headlining. It's very nice place to be. Currently we are just sat in eco mode. We're just crawling through to Newport. Gonna find a country road in a minute and hopefully enjoy some of this 640 horsepower that this car offers us. We are getting it to the studio today for a clean, but I took this opportunity as I was collecting it to literally have a go and give you my feedback on it. You know, I'm not doing car reviews as such, but I am still a car enthusiast, and given the opportunity, I do want to get into these new range of vehicles and see if I can get one over myself personally, because I know there's going to be a time one day where there's going to be little options out there, and if it means the Turbo S Macan is the car to go for, then I know I've already had a go in one and I've got to experience everything it has to offer. Now what I will say is, cruising along 30-40 mile an hour, the cabin noise is zero. It is very Land Rover quality in here. It's just so refined. It really is lovely. Now with an EV, they do struggle to hide road noise, suspension noises, tyre noise, because there's no motorized unit powering the vehicle. You've got to be very careful when building these cars that it is super quiet, because being as there's no transmission and engine sound, you just can't hide. And what I will say is, it is effortlessly quiet in here. Rides the bumps very well. In fact, a lot better than the last model. I'd say the last model was verging on stiff, especially in anything from a GTS and above. And I know you can wind that in and out with the suspension modes on some vehicles if it's fitted, but this seems to be doing it very well. Now I guess with 639 brake horsepower, when you put it into Sport and Sport Plus, everything will stiffen up. But essentially for town driving, from what I can tell you so far, it is spot on. Very nice indeed. So we're going to go through, cruise through to our town centre on the Isle of Wight, which is Newport, and then obviously we're going to get onto some back roads on the way through to JW Studio, and we'll let you know what we think in a minute. One thing I will touch on whilst we're cruising through town and low speeds is it doesn't feel as heavy as some EVs that I've been in. Somehow Porsche have made this feel super nimble. As you're just sort of entering into roundabouts, driving around at slow speeds, and when you take off from junctions, this thing feels really light on its feet. Now, God knows how they've done that. I imagine the power that these batteries are producing to those motors, it's where it's so instant, the vehicle feels super nimble and light on its feet. That has to be a plus point for me. But again, I'm going to hold my judgment until we get it out on some country roads, because there's nothing like pushing a Porsche product through twisties. Now, I know the Macans are good. I've test drove a couple myself. Did look at buying one about 18 months, 2 years ago, but we decided as a family they weren't quite big enough for us at that point in our lives. But that's not to say it won't happen in the future. I know that it's a really interesting deal with these as well, with your whole company car purchases, payment benefit in kind, and the way these deals are structured towards company car owners. This car makes a lot of sense. What you're actually paying for the car versus what it costs, there is a big gap. Don't quote me on the maths, but I do know that it's a very promising deal to be doing. But yeah, I need to get to the twisties, get out of traffic, and really kind of get to grips with how the car handles and feels, and then we'll see where we go. But so far I'm really enjoying this car, I've got to be honest. Infotainment, another level. Porsche have really upped their game. I love all the switchgear, the dual screens, the digital display in the middle. You've still got that steering wheel which is reminiscent of all of the 911s and previous gen Macans. Obviously it's now revised, but it's still a 3-spoke sporty Turbo S feel to the vehicle. Carbon inlays, it is the complete package, but let's just see if I miss the engine. Another thing to pick up on in the cabin is what we're seeing nowadays with more electric vehicles and even other vehicles, petroleum and diesel powered vehicles, is that they're moving away from switchgear on the inside. Big plus from me is there is a toggle switch for the temperature. There is a toggle switch for the fan. There is a switch for heated front screen and heated seats. So the things that you want to get in the car and do immediately, because it's icy on the windscreen and your bum's cold, is hit those buttons. Now in some other brands, you've got to go through menus. I have not got time for that. I want to get in the car, go click, 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 and away you go. What I will say is this car possesses the click, click, click. There are toggle switches and buttons in the center console for everything that you want to use every single day, including a volume knob. It's there, everything's there. That's impressive, Porsche. You've listened to the consumer. Other manufacturers have gone away from any buttons at all, and it's all in a touch screen, which, yeah, looks great if you like touch screens. This has got some buttons. That's a 10 out of 10 from me. Fair play. You can put the heated seats on when you want them, and you can adjust the fan when you want it. Nicely done. Right guys, so I'm just still trying to convince myself, would I part with my V8 SVR Range Rover for one of these? Now, I'm fairly attached to SVR ownership, having been in one now for 4.5 years, nearly 5 years actually. But that car has a firm, strong position in my heart, let me tell you. Gotta say it though, the road manners of this car are precise. It is absolutely everything you think it would be. Super quiet, glides over the bumps. But here's where the real test comes in. So, just coming out of normal and going into, we're going to skip sport, straight into sport plus. Wow, lots of lights are just illuminated around the body now. So we're in Sport Plus now, and the throttle response is Jesus. Yeah, it's fast. That is outrageous. That was a very quick 2-second blip on the throttle, and what I can tell you is there's no way you're lifting your head off that seat. Yeah, that's quite scary. That is astonishingly fast. Now, you're not going to drive it like that all the time, but when you do, that is astonishing. So that I can feel the car stiffened up. Suspension feels very, very direct, as does the steering. What on earth? Going around some twisties. Okay, so the brakes, I can't even speak. The brakes are as equally matched to the power. That I can tell you. This is such a good car. It's actually incredible. How can something so heavy feel this nimble? I don't know what to say. I'm actually speechless at how good this is. The brakes! How is it doing that? Okay, big right-hander. Pushing it through the bend. No body roll whatsoever. Incredible. No brake fade whatsoever, down to a stop. Speechless. What an incredible car. That literally is engineering at its finest. If they can make an EV literally this exciting, it goes to phone, I'm pretty sold. It's going to find a little stretch of road and do a little launch, because apparently that's quite exciting too. Right, so a little straight here. It's going to do a 0 to 60. We're in a national speed limit. Launch control activated. Okay. I've left some of my organs back there. I need to turn around and pick them up. What a machine. I've absolutely caned his battery. Ah, the rear spoiler just popped up as well. I guess it needed that extra G-force for the back end. Porsche, I'll take my hat off to you. This is the first electric car that I've got in that I've genuinely smiled and genuinely have understood it as a car. It's incredible. That is the quickest thing I've ever driven, point blank. Definitely the quickest thing I've ever driven, but they've done it in such a way that it handles, it stops, it turns in, it doesn't understeer. It's brilliant. I don't know what else to say. It's mind-bogglingly fast. Well, before I completely run it out of battery, I better get it back to the workshop and actually wash it, because that's why we picked it up. I could actually drive this all day long. Little dip on the brakes, into a tight left. Oh, and it even gives you a little bit of oversteer there from the back. Yeah, I'm impressed. It's very difficult to convey on camera how much fun I'm having, but if you can see the way it's jiggling my head and body around, gives you an idea of the G-forces and the torque that is being developed. It's just so Porsche-like, as in the turning is outrageous. The brakes are overperforming, if you like. I can't get them to fade. That's how much G-force is in here. The camera fell off. Right, I've put the camera back up because it fell off the windscreen. That's a first. In summary and in short, this car is an absolute beast. It is phenomenal. Now, they do come at a price. I understand that. They're not cheap. But I'm speechless at the quality of this car as a package. It does everything very Porsche-like, and people that know what Porsches are to drive, what you expect, everything is 120%. Everything is turned up to 11. This is the pure example of that, but with the EV EOS. It literally is. It's a great vehicle. I'm impressed. It's shockingly fast and shockingly good in corners. And the fun I've just had, I've been on a 10-mile trip and we've used 16 miles of range. So, as far as I'm concerned, this has actually won me over. Would I buy one yet? No, not yet. I still got to have that engine noise. But this car presents itself in such a way that it definitely would be on the cards when there's nothing else available. Porsche are definitely leading the way in terms of refinement and the full package from an electric vehicle. Welcome to the chat, Ian from the works.
All right, mate.
So I'm that impressed with this car, I decided I needed to show someone else it. So he was walking away from the workshop, I saw him, I've literally just shouted, get in this. Mate, this thing is literally truly astonishing in every way, but I'm going to let you decide. Now, we know that you and I are both drivers, right? Yeah. We like a car that does it right.
Petrol head, mate. Petrol head.
We need it to brake properly, we need it to turn in, we need it to exit with a bit of squirm. We need all of those things to happen for the cake to bake. Right, but Ian is so anti-EV, and I am as a whole, but I'm going to see if I'm going to change his mind, because I'm literally flabbergasted, as you have seen in the previous part of this video when I was putting it through its paces. Now, we have set off, mate, in Turbo S Super Sport Plus mode, because, you know, that's how I've just got back to the workshop. But let me tell you, mate, I'm impressed. You know, like Porsches, what do they do well? They turn in. Yeah, handle well. Their braking is always 110%, so you're not going to fade them fast. Well, I can't believe this is so heavy, yet it feels like we are in a mid-90s 911. That is all I can tell you. It's ridiculous. It doesn't even feel heavy pushing it in or out of bends. It just feels good. I've got to say, just going along like this, it feels completely different to any other EV that I've been in. Thank you. It does. It doesn't it? Yeah. It feels like it wants to go. It's got something about it, hasn't it? You know, it literally took my head off of my shoulders down through here earlier, and I cannot highly recommend this enough. So I thought it'd be good to get someone else's reaction. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to nip down this little favourite B road of mine. Look at the way it turns in. You feel that? Yeah. No roll. You ready? Fuck me. Yeah, that's rapid. that's literally nothing. Look, literally nothing. Okay. It's got some warning stuff that comes on when you sort of get near the white line. And if you break the speed limit, it also reminds you to slow down. But when you get in the 60, none of that is apparent. Holy shit. That is quick. That was literally a 1 second blip. But yeah, you get it, yeah? What are they saying power-wise then? 640 brake horsepower. Yeah, but it's instant, isn't it? Like, yeah, literally. Dangerously instant. Heartbeat instant. Yeah, I don't know. Look, feel the cornering though. Like literally, there is no body roll, and we're in an SUV. So, don't get it.
What are these weight-wise then?
I'm not looking because it's gonna hurt my brain. It's over 2 ton.
Jesus.
Yeah. Does this feel like you're going around in 2 bags of ballast?
No, it definitely doesn't.
Definitely doesn't, does it?
No.
Yeah, I'm super impressed, I have to say.
Yeah, that's
Did you
rough
feel the
either.
brakes?
Yeah.
You know how bumpy this road is, right?
Yeah. Jesus
You're
Christ.
not saying much.
No, that is, yeah, it's impressive, isn't it?
Porsche, mate, I'm sorry, there is no one touching these guys at the moment. I personally thought making their best-selling car pure EV would be a mistake. It was going to kill the game. But I think you could still have a laugh in this. Obviously, day to day, you're not driving it in Sport Plus. You're going to just be cruising around, doing your duties of the day, going to work and back, picking the kids up. But that moment when you're on your own and you can just go click, click, and you've got 640 horsepower, you're still going to smile, aren't you?
It's just so instant.
It is, literally. Just turn around. Well, I'm glad you thought it was impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Because you're a tough cookie to...
It's impressive, isn't it? But I don't know, I just can't get my head round the whole... There's just no noise, is there? Like,
no. You see that noise you can hear in the background now? When you put it back to normal, you know that whir noise?
Yeah, it disappears.
So that's an additional whir noise that they're putting in the cabin.
Right.
But now it's just a... And can you feel the suspension relaxed?
Yeah.
The whole car's just gone, I'm having a massage, I'm just chilling out. It's just chilled out. Well, thank you for coming along.
What are they like range-wise then?
This has got a big battery, so these are pushing mid 300s.
It's not horrendous then, is it?
No,
really?
so you're gonna, driven conservatively,
it's
your
one
average.
of the things that just puts me off the EV. It's
Yeah.
just the hassle of the range on them. Like
Yeah.
the hassle of the range,
I hear you.
because there's just not the infrastructure, is there? Like the infrastructure just isn't there. It's not big enough, is it, to cope with the amount of them on the road?
No. But the purpose of this was just to literally see, though, from a pure petrol head one to another.
That's like insanely fast. The acceleration, not necessarily. So like that first bit of acceleration as we come in there,
mid punch.
Yeah, you're like, that pins you in the seat.
Yeah.
But then when you've accelerated down here, it actually feels like once you've got that initial out of the way, you think, yeah, actually that feels like a normal 600 horse, but it's that instant, isn't it? Like bang, you're just having it on the torque and everything else. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Here's the launch. You ready? Hold in.
Fucking hell! Yeah, that is ridiculous.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the workshop. So we're just cruising back to the workshop. We've had our fun. I'm interested to see what Ian's outright opinion is. Go for it. Give me your 3 highlights.
Insanely fast. The brakes are Porsche, aren't they? Like
just perfect.
Yeah. Like literally that bit of road, we've just gone and had a little bit of a blast, and yeah, that like literally the brakes were just on point. Like
no fade.
No, nothing at all.
Little bit of cheeky oversteer when you boot it. Like everything you want from a powerful sports car, but you can pick your kids up and fit your dog in the back.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
It is outrageously fast. Like outrageously fast.
But even its town manners, like I was saying earlier in the video, just cruising around at 30, it's swallowing the bumps like a Range Rover. The cabin is so quiet. I didn't expect to love this as much as I have. I'm shocked.
Yeah, but would you get ready rest for the after one?
This is the thing I've been saying. I think at this moment in time I'm still enjoying burning up dinosaur juice, and there's something about the odd crackle, the gear changes, the involvement of the car. But when those options are depleted and the government financially cripples us so much that we can't enjoy them, this would be an option for me personally. I think my missus would love it. It's got a bit of character. It's a beautifully presented product. I think all round it has won me over when there's no other options.
Yeah, I think when there's no other options, these are going to be like
the car.
Yeah, it's going to be on point.
And will they depreciate as fast as the Taycans did? Because if they do, there's going to be some bargains in 3 years' time when these come off of lease. Definitely.
The problem is the Taycan was built as a sports car, wasn't it? And it, like you say, this, you can put your family in it, you can do all those things. You know, it is just an all-rounder as well, isn't it?
It is. Well, thanks for coming, mate.
No worries, mate.
We'll see you on the next one. Right guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed this style of video on the Porsche Macan Turbo S. It's not something we're going to do all the time, but when I get given the opportunity to try something, I don't know, a bit more unique, new to market, I'm going to give you my opinion because I'm into cars and this is certainly something worth giving a go up the road in. Please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you can. We're doing really well on YouTube and thank you ever so much for all your support so far. We're just 6 weeks in and we're doing some amazing watch hours. So obviously that tells me you guys are interested in what we have got to say and show you down at the studio. Thank you ever so much for watching and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one.